What if their betrayal was not the end of you, but the beginning of their examination? Stay with me to the end, and you will walk away with a clear 30-day map for healing, boundaries, and rebuilding. You will understand why forgiveness is not a return to what was, but a return to yourself. You will see why the quiet justice that truly matters is the kind that forms your character. Perhaps it was someone from your own home, a smile at the table, a knife in the corridor you tried to explain, to present facts, to keep the peace, and found yourself speaking truth in a theater of masks. Nope, you have not lost your mind. Betrayal profanes what is sacred. Trust here is the thesis we will test against your experience. The person who betrays you must first betray themselves. The bill does not arrive like thunder, it arrives as the erosion of the mirror, and while they learn that lesson the slow and painful way, you do not have to live at the crime scene. You are not destroyed, you are initiated. If your recovery depends upon their collapse, you remain in chains to the moment they created. Let us choose a higher justice, the justice that improves you. We begin with clarity. Clarity is what laces the fog of shock with the clean air of fact. Open a page and write a simple timeline of what happened. Stripped of narrative, stripped of apology, stripped of fantasy. What was said, what was done, what was repeated. Name the pattern without drama. Was it lying, stonewalling, triangulation, emotional blackmail? Write it once, then breathe. Now ask what belongs to you and what never did. Your duty to truth remains yours. Their deceit never belonged to you. You are not the custodian of another person's integrity. You are the custodian of your own now. To boundaries, a boundary is not a wall of anger. It is a door with a lock. Decide the channels of contact you will keep and the ones you will close if you must communicate. Set written rules and keep them short and factual. Do not debate your dignity. It is not up for consultation. Silence in this season is not avoidance. It is disciplined speech, a deliberate refusal to feed a drama that only grows when you react. Silence can be a sanctuary where your nervous system returns to ground and where your soul decides who may approach limits. Our prayer with posture reconstruction begins in the body. Sleep at the same time each night. Move every day, eat real food. When the body steadies, the mind follows. Appoint 2 safe people who will hold your truth without gossip and without theater. Meet them regularly and let your story be seen once, not replayed 100 times. Then choose one purposeful act each day that reattaches you to the world beyond the wound. Read something worth becoming. Practice a craft. Serve someone who cannot repay you. Your life becomes evidence, not argument. You did not lose someone. Someone lost you, and the day you truly grasp that, your breath returns to depth, and your step returns to rhythm. There is a justice that makes no noise. It is the justice your habits create. It is the justice that makes you unstealable. Perhaps a part of you still asks the late-night question, will they ever feel what they have done? That is a human question, but be careful, because hope for their collapse is a chain upon your ankle. The question that frees you is different. Who am I becoming because of this? Returning to yourself is not sentimental. It is structural. It is a daily architecture of choices that refuses to let bitterness write your story. Do not confuse forgiveness with reconciliation. Forgiveness is your refusal to carry the poison. Reconciliation is conditional upon safety, truth, and repair. You may forgive and still bar the door. You may pray and still protect yourself. It is not unkind to refuse access to someone who has not earned it. It is wise when the betrayer is family. The ground is more complicated and the cut goes deeper. Hold the line with love, but hold the line. Proximity is not proof of virtue. Blood is not a license to wound you twice. Honor what is honorable, and distance what is destructive. And if you must sit at the same table, arrive with calm, depart with calm, and let your standards speak for you. What about silence? Silence is not consent. Silence is a decision to invest your words where they grow. To the manipulator, silence is infuriating because it denies them the fuel of your reaction. To the honest soul, silence is a sign that you have nothing to sell. Still waters run deep, because there is a structure beneath the surface. Your structure will be rebuilt on 3 pillars. Clarity, boundaries, reconstruction. Clarity returns you to reality. Boundaries return you to agency. Reconstruction returns you to purpose. Together, they return you to yourself. Let me give you a simple 30-day map for the next 10 days. Practice clarity. Write for 10 minutes daily. Describe one scene precisely. No adjectives of blame, only verbs and nouns of fact at the end of each entry. Write one sentence that begins with, "Today I chose." Choose something you can control for the 10 days that follow. Practice boundaries. List your non-negotiables you do not tolerate. Insults you do not. Explain your worth. you do not accept secret meetings, shifting stories, or moving goalposts if a boundary is crossed. Withdraw access, not affection, for the truth. Finally, 10 days of reconstruction. Move your body. Call your safe person. Invest 1 hour into the skill or service that will matter 1 year from now. By day 30, you will notice something quiet but undeniable. You have become heavier in the best sense, weighty, grounded, harder to push, easier to trust. The person who bet raid you misread your silence as emptiness. It was restraint. They misread your grace as naivety. It was discipline. They assumed your heart was soft and did not notice your spine was steel when you stopped talking. You were not collapsing, you were calibrating. You were turning noise into nourishment. When you finally walked away, it was not theater, it was truth. See, choosing its own company. They thought you would remain in the cage they built with stories. You outgrew the cage. They thought your value depended upon their recognition. You ceased to seek recognition and became recognizable. Some people do not understand that conscience is not an audience you can block. You can distract yourself for a season. You cannot outrun the person you become by practicing. Deceit. Betrayal is not simply an act against another. It is an apprenticeship in self-contempt. You cannot harm a loyal heart and admire yourself in the same breath. Sooner or later, the breath becomes shallow. The sleep becomes hard. The smile becomes hollow. That is their curriculum, not yours. You do not root for their destruction. You do not wait at the window for proof that they are paying you. Leave that to time and to the laws that do not ask our permission before they operate. You are not responsible for what they learn. You are responsible for what you build. Courage means you stop negotiating with your lower standards. Dignity means you stop placing your values on trial in hostile courts. Wisdom means you stop arguing with results. Sometimes the result is the revelation people tell you who they are when the cost of being decent rises. Believe them. The day you stop trying to convince the wrong person of your worth is the day you give the right life the chance to find you. Do not become hard. Become whole. Hardness closes wholeness. Chooses hardness is armor that rusts. Wholeness is structure that lasts. Your future does not require you to win debates with those who enjoy your confusion. Your future requires clear mornings, honest work, a handful of trustworthy souls, the discipline to continue, and the humility to begin again. When you fail, when memories return and old scenes replay, breathe once and practice a quiet response. Yes, that happened. Yes, it hurt. And yes, I am building anyway. You do not erase the past by denying it. You reduce its power by integrating it. The scar is not an apology. It is a signature, proof that the body refused to give the wound the final say. So does the soul. If you want a sentence to anchor you when the ache rises, try this. I will not be defined by what they refuse to honor in me. Say it once, then live it. It is tempting to seek grand gestures, but the evidence of your renewal will be small and steady. You will notice that your breath softens when their name is mentioned. You will notice that you reply slower, or not at all. When bait appears, you will notice that your room is tidier, your sleep deeper, your work more deliberate. This is not spectacle. It is sovereignty. Some will ask whether you still love them. The answer is that you love the truth more. You love peace more. You love the next version of yourself enough to protect it from the last version of them. Forgiveness is not amnesia. Forgiveness is remembrance without venom. Reconciliation, if it ever comes, is the fruit of repentance and repair, not sentiment and speeches. If it never comes, you are still whole to the one facing betrayal inside the family. Hear this with care. Loyalty to your lineage does not require you to be disloyal to your sanity. You are allowed to adjust distance. You are allowed to decline the performance where everyone plays a part and nobody tells the truth. You may honor your story without hating theirs. If you must share space, prepare yourself privately, limit exposure, and leave before the atmosphere steals what you spent the week rebuilding. You are allowed to be kind and clear in the same sentence. If you need a compact compass, here it is. No secret deals, no moving boundaries, no explanations. For basic respect, walk away once without slamming doors, and never return to an unlocked room that once kept you unsafe. Your life will deliver a message louder than any speech. You will become the person who did not break when it would have been easy, and did not harden when it would have been popular. You will become the person who refused to audition for roles that required self-betrayal. You will become the person whose peace is not a pause between storms, but a posture within them. And yes, they will notice, because the old version of you could be pulled into circles, and the new version draws straight lines. They will notice because the old version explained, and the new version exemplifies. They will notice because absence is an eloquent teacher. It teaches value to those who dismissed it, and it teaches focus to those who protected it. There is a point at which you no longer seek closure. Because you have closed, you no longer ask for accountability, because you have accounted for yourself. You no longer wait for them to see what you saw, because you have learned to see without them. This is not coldness. It is clarity, not punishment. Proportion. You will know you have healed when their story stops being your weather. You will know you have healed when your boundaries require fewer words. You will know you have healed when gratitude appears in unexpected hours. Gratitude, not for the harm, but for the horizon. It forced you to find, let us finish, where we began. What if their betrayal was not the end of you, but the beginning of their examination? You cannot sit their exam for them, but you can sit your own, and pass it. Choose clarity, choose boundaries, choose reconstruction, choose forgiveness that returns you to yourself, choose a future that does not imitate the past. And when the night is loud and the room remembers, breathe once and say, I am not waiting for their fall to rise. I am rising. Send this to the person who needs a floor beneath their feet. And if that person is you, take the next small step. Now, one truthful sentence, one guarded boundary, one constructive act. The rest will follow. Your life will become evidence, not argument. Your calm will be a quiet verdict. Your dignity will be a door that only the honest can open. And the story you tell without words will be the one that matters most.